Okay, V2 content. Show you how easy this is. So um, I'm going to kind of go through just a basic setup of one, and I'm going to show you some of the functionality that's in there and how easy it is to use, and then I'm going to show you why I'm so excited about the infrastructure change. Despite the little delay in some things, why I'm excited for things like custom tools in both chat and voice. So um, I'm just going to create a new assistant here. Real easy. So new assistant. I'll just call it that, and we'll say sales rep for. We'll say like solar, um, solar sales. Something to the effect of that. Let me. There you go. Maybe see me a little better now. Okay. Let's go in here. I may just change this a bit because this is fine, but just to show something specifically. All right, and so what we're gonna do is we'll just give it a name, and we'll say greet the user and ask them for their name. Ask the user what has them interested in solar panels. I don't know the solar industry, so I'm just gonna do my best here. Right? Ask the user what their current address is. Let's say calculate the distance between the user's full address and your address. Use your full address to get the drive time for installation. Give the user the drive time and ask if they want an appointment. Book an appointment. Super easy. Okay. Auto save that. I'm just going to change out this tag I already have here to new assistant. Call it a day there. Everything else is pretty much already set. I'm just going to use this active tag here. And I'll put these on, reschedule, check, just put everything on here. Call the user, and then a custom tool I just created here. I'll show you why that's so fun here in a minute. And so I guess we can just kind of get into here. So these custom tools are really why I'm super, super excited for some of this stuff, because it theoretically allows you to do anything in both voice and chat, right? So for example, I have this one, which is just a simple build chip, and I will give you this API endpoint if you'd like to use this just from this video in your sell stuff. I'll run it, I'll pay for it. So what I did is I just came in here. So like if you come and create a custom tool, you get a name, you get a description, where we're sending it, and then what we need to send there, right? That's kind of how a traditional like API call works. And now I'm using BuildShip. BuildShip is an awesome platform that allows you to kind of set up endpoints and do automation and things like that, from everything from Stripe to custom stuff like Google Maps and things like that. So I set one up to calculate distance, drive time on between two addresses, and so you can use your company's address, your like office location, and then the user's address, or like the contact, the customer. Also, just to preface two things for extractions, because extraction and transfer is like the last thing here. For things like general contact fields, like contact name, email, phone number, address, website, postal code, all that, you don't need extractions for. It's just done automatically for you. There's nothing you need to do. It's part of our whole V2 post, pre, and async processors. So any GoHighLevel general field will just be collected automatically and then automatically pushed when it comes up in the conversation. So, but I'm really excited about these, and we'll get into kind of building one here but I'm just going to add this one here to kind of show you the implementation of it. And then I may just add a phone number. I may just add a phone number here just to have this one have a phone number attached. And I'm just going to call this solar sales rep. And I think we're good on phone number. We're good on tag. Same as it was before. Everything's the same. Tools in here. And then some verbiage. I'll swap out some verbiage here. That's fine. And extractions is the last missing piece, but I have all the tools I need here. And let's say calculate the distance between the user's full address. I'm just going to say using the tool. You don't have to do this, just to be a little bit more specific to the model. Using the tool, calculate distance. All right, and I'll give you this. I'll put it in a doc. You can use it if you'd like. All right, so I think that's it. It's already connected to a knowledge base. We'll have to connect it to a calendar, so easy enough. So we have our calendar connected. We have our tools enabled, knowledge enabled. All the calling metrics here are fine. I don't need anything more than that. Voice here is fine. Responsiveness. That looks good. And then those settings look fine. Everything, I'm going to drop the wait time here too. Okay. It's autosave, but I'm just going to add a save here too. Okay. So I actually don't have a contact in GoHighLevel right now. I've deleted all my contacts. And so this is just like a mid-testing account. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to text in, or I'll text in here. So I'm just going to say, hey, I saw the ad on Facebook. I guess typical, customer stuff. Okay. So let's take a look here. It's a raw contact. Let me go here. All right, we already have a response. Faster than I could find the contact. So same as before, just a tag. You don't need anything else. Don't overcomplicate it. Just add a tag. Good to go. And then so we don't have any information here. And so let's go ahead and start that, and I'll show you the automatic processor. So it says for my name, I'm just going to say, here's my name. And that should come through. And again, nothing we have to do as far as like parsing. It's just done on the back end via an async processor. So if we refresh here, now that the request has gone through and GoHighLevel wants to load, our name's already filled out. Perfect. All right, what has me interested in solar panels? Save money. Easy enough, right? Just to kind of show you, like it took 2 seconds to set this up, and most of the stuff, if you already have it, will be just automatically connected. Prompts will be generated, and it kind of goes a little like overkill on some of them, but like even these, I just real simple does the job always. And we'll probably refine that. It just tries to do a little robustness for the business. And so besides like kind of just, I think really the only thing you have to do is connect a calendar, enable your tools. And if you want to do some find and replace on the back end, that's cool. All this will do is just like, if this pops up in a response, we'll change it to this. And I just used it to keep mine very, very casual. So a great reason, could you provide your current address so I could check the drive time for our installation? So let's go here so you can kind of watch it live. And I'll give them an old address. All right. Let's do that. Let me give them an old Georgia address, even though this account's based in Florida, and I gave it a Florida address, just so it can kind of calculate a longer distance for fun. So now it's going to work. generating the response. And you'll see, so we brought this in. This should automatically populate. Go under general. Then we go to Temple, Georgia, all the way through. Automatically populated. Everything is automatically populated. There's nothing you need to do. And you see, I gave it the address, and it calculated the distance in meters, the readable distance in miles, and the duration of the drive getting there. That's it. And I'll show you. I'll set it up with you. Our installation team is about 8 hours from you. Would you like to book an appointment to discuss this further? Sure. And I'll show you. So while it does these, we pre-inject, we have a fun name for it, but while these things are happening, just to break up latency, even though they don't take super, super long, we inject some information there. So any information that you need, or like any information, like you'll see, like, would you like to discuss this further? Sure. 1 sec, please. While it goes pools. So anytime it does something, we'll inject some conversation data in there to break up the latency, make it seem a little bit more human. And you see, we inject all of the booking stuff for you. There's like nothing you need to do. Just tell it to book an appointment. And as long as you have a calendar and those tools enabled, it's solid Gucci, cash money, whatever you want to call it, right? And so now it's pulling that, and we can see it pulling here. All right, there's my availability. And I'm just going to say 11 a.m. And just for setup, you kind of saw it here first. Is just it'll do this for you. I just keep mine real simple. I just have the 6 things here. I didn't even go into booking an appointment. It's pre and prompt injected for you. I just enabled these tools, which allows it to do these things, right? And I have a custom tool in there, and I connected a calendar, and I have some find and replace on the back end there. All right, so booked an appointment. This is just an automation thing that goes out. So you can kind of see here, 1 moment, your appointment is confirmed at 11 a.m. Again, this is like an automation thing. Every time I book an appointment on this specific testing calendar, it sends out a weird message that it's something we were testing. So let's just throw a curveball in here. Let's say, wait, can you reschedule for Friday at 1? I don't even know if that's available. No clue. It'll let me know, though, because there's nothing you need to do. It's all prompt inject. This is so easy. I can't stress how easy this is. Don't overcomplicate it. Just set it up, set it and forget it. That's like all you need to do. This is all channels. So like I'm using SMS, but the entire time during testing. So can we reschedule for Friday at 1? Reschedule for Friday at 1. And again, the appointment confirmation thing for this, I'm just going to take it back out of that automation. And then, so you can kind of see that there, rescheduled, easy enough. Nothing I had to do to prompt that. It just does it. I'll say cancel the appointment, please, and let the team know to get back with prices. I'll just let them know. Yeah, it's so easy. That's why like V2 is so exciting. It's very, very new to everybody, so I know there's a learning curve, but I promise you, there's like, as long as you keep it cash money easy, and the life will be so easy. We prompt inject. So can you cancel the appointment, please? Let me know if the team prices. Bear with me for a moment. It's canceling it. Seeing it live. I didn't prompt this. It just does it itself. So you see the appointment canceled. And if it's self-scheduling, let's see. So it's doing a couple things here. Task created. Okay. So your appointment has been scheduled. Our team will get back with you your pricing details. So it did a couple things there. So it canceled the appointment. It looks like it said follow-up pricing for Jordan Williams. Contact Jordan Williams at 770-296-7271 to provide pricing details on solar panels. We can see everything it did here. So it checked my current appointments. It said, okay, this person has an appointment here. Let me go ahead and cancel it. And then I'm going to create a task for the team internally to follow up with me for pricing. I did not have to prompt that. I didn't have to tell it to do that. It's part of the whole new processor. It's like a sentient like type thinking, spider web of like pre-post async processing. It's like, when I tell you how easy this is, it's so easy. Don't overcomplicate it. It's killer. And just to add it on there, we'll say, can you call me? Just to take it a step further, we'll say, can you call me? The only thing missing from V2 now is extractions and transfers. That's it. Everything else is like full prod, good to go. Like we're going to start running full prod and crazy amount of ads pretty soon. But when you come here, just kind of let the generator do its thing. If you want to simplify it, simplify it. And you can even use the optimized prompt to simplify it if you want to. And as long as you have tools enabled, as long as you have a calendar on there, and again, as long as you just keep it simple, you're good to go. And then before I do this, let me go here and show you custom tools. So this is kind of the bread and butter. And by the way, every single thing you see here works for both chat and voice. Those models are married together. So anything they do does together. Custom tools is why I'm so excited. Is because you can basically now feed context to your AI doing literally anything. Like actually anything, right? And a good tool to kind of like marry this to is going to be probably BuildShip or just any API that you use. Let me do this here. Oh, it just called me. Sorry. So we can see that. I was like, who's calling me? And it just gave me a call. And it gave it the number it's going to call from, which is the assistant number I've assigned. So I just sent it to voicemail, so no big deal. But back to here, because I was like, who's calling me? All right, back to custom tools. If you take something like BuildShip here, right? And what BuildShip allows you to do, this is like free, I think. It's like for little things, but I'll set a ton of these up so you guys can use them, and I'll pay for them. But for example, like the calculate distance, all you have to do for something like a custom tool, right, is let's create a custom tool. And I'm gonna say, like I'll just rebuild that other one. So I'll say calculate distance, right? That's our tool name, and we'll just say use this to calculate distance. So it's just like kind of brought out here, right? Like the name of what this is, just kind of telling the assistant, hey, here's something you can do. And we're just going to explain to the AI like what it does, right? Because like at face value, AI just doesn't know these things. Like it's like, I don't know what that is, right? So you just use this to calculate distance between addresses maybe. And you don't have to do this because the parameters also kind of set that cadence. Then if I have something like a BuildShip endpoint, I just grab here, and this is any API so that you have an MLS, you have some sort of spa thing, anything you need, like you just put it right here. We'll make a call to it. And then your parameters, like, so what does this like need? So it needs like for the one I have set up is origin and destination. So origin is going to be like your office address, your company address, and then destination is where we're going, right? So the customer's address. And you can tell it here the user's address, right? And you can even be a little bit more specific just to make things absolutely break proof. The user's full address with, let's say the user's full address with street, city, state, and zip code. And then we'll just say your address, which is XYZ address, right? Your company's address. It'll pull it contextually. I think we feed it. It has like your location's address, but if you want to be a little bit more specific just for the call, again, reliability standard, just put that in there. And this is literally it. You just add it to it. And so now it can do that. Now it'll go there and it'll use this by taking information from the conversation and actually using it as context to collect information if it needs to do this. And it will go out and then get the return. It's how like this exact one works here. So calculate distance, I just told it like use this to calculate distance. Here's where you're going to do it. It's BuildShip endpoint. But again, this is like any endpoint like in the world ever, MLS, Slack, invoicing, Stripe. I have some Stripe ones in there that we're using to like create customers and just have them, just get it paid. So it's like automatic payments and everything like that. But you just say, where am I doing this thing? Which is the endpoint. And again, this is more so for like the builders of the group, right? If this is a little overwhelming right now, don't worry about it. I'll as I test these, I'll just put them in as pre-built tools for you. No big deal. And then, authentication if you need it. If you don't need it, whatever. That's why build ship is so great, is I can just kind of get reactive information. And then I just tell it what I need. So like for this one is origin and destination, where we're coming from, where we're going. That calculates distance. And you can see here in full context, it's not like it just gets it and like it's movie magic, right? I'll show you here. You can see it is fed all of that information live. So I didn't prompt this. I didn't prompt it to say this. This is fully live reactionary data from that tool. And if that weight of that statement right there didn't make you drop your jaw, this AI can now do anything and be fully sentient, fully aware of the outcome of its actions to do anything. Like anything your imagination puts it to. Like this is just a very basic example. We're building one for Stripe to go ahead and send invoicing, to go ahead and do these things. Someone wants a certain thing, we'll have it quote it using a quoting calculation we have, and then send the quote via invoice on Stripe after creating a customer ID. It just allows you to actually do anything, and this works in voice too. So both have access to do the same thing, right? I'll give her a live test, even though I didn't really kind of set up voice, but we'll just do a live test to kind of go through and see. I haven't tested this exact endpoint because I may need to. I think we feed the address to the AI. So okay, so it's giving me a call.
Thank you for calling our solar energy company. My name is Haley. May I have your name, please?
Hey, Haley, can you calculate the distance for you guys to come out and check out my roof?
I'd be happy to help with that. Could you please provide me with your full address?
Yeah, it's 114 Buren Way, Buren Way, Temple, Georgia, Temple, Georgia, and then the zip code is 30179.
It seems there was an issue calculating the distance. Let me try again to get the drive time for you. It looks like there's still an issue with calculating.
I figured it probably. In fact, we can look here. This is also why I like build ship. Let's see. It probably spelled the. Let's see. Yeah, it gave it an argument, but now this is why build ship is so cool. Now I can account for that. So this one, instead of just putting it in the body, it does body arguments. I can just account for that and say, body your arguments, figure that out, and then, go back and do it. It's super, super fun. I'll do this because I am going to post this live for you to use on voice and chat. And so I'll go ahead and just kind of build out the if else's for that so that you can use it tangibly on both. But that's why this is so exciting because that's callable in both. So now your AI can literally do anything and be fully aware of the consequences of the actions it can perform. Not only that, but setup is like stupid simple, right? Like we set this one up, got it talking and doing things in less than 5 minutes. Because all this was pre-generated for us, pre-added for us, and you can even, if you're curious about, what's not there, what needs to be done, use this little checklist thing. It'll tell you what you're missing. And now the only thing on V2 that's missing is the extractions and the call transfer, and there's some here there's. But everything's full prod. This was a full live conversation. You can see in high level everything done. The brand new contact too, and we can see if I update it. Not only do I have my task there, but I can go look at my appointment and appointment history of being canceled. So let's go here. Look, so it has the call summary with me. Said unable to connect, went to voicemail the first time I sent it. And then it said, tried to calculate the distance, repeated errors, which was the error we got from the endpoint. So this is all left automatically. Here's the call ID, here's the recording. Then appointments, you can see the appointment that we scheduled, rescheduled, and then canceled is all there. And then the information I gave throughout the journey, which was my name, my phone number, address, state, postal code, anything that it sees, it's going to collect. So I figured I'd make this video because there's no videos or any documentation on there now. But V2 is like full prod besides like a couple things. And that's about it. Any channel this works. Like I said, live chat we test with, SMS we test with. I think the only one is email just because of rate limiting, but we are signing a big enterprise deal for stuff to be able to handle email at scale as well, which would be really cool. And we have an email HTML parser now as part of the pre-post async processing. That'll like tangibly take what is raw code of HTML emails and just turn it into tangible readable text for an LLM. Super cool. But that's about it. 25 minutes, but that's about all you need to know for V2. It just does its thing. And if you're new, because some people in our wait list kind of got, I was playing with the index and the website, and when we pushed a prod, people got past the wait list. So if you're worried or concerned or need to know about voice, as long as it's connected to that number, it'll answer the inbound calls, do its thing. If there is a contact that exists with that phone number and GoHighLevel, we will grab it and we will send the information back. And if it doesn't exist, we will create it. And if you have the scenario of which you have duplicate contacts on, which is crazy work, but if you use duplicate contacts in HighLevel, we'll just take the most recent one that is in there, and that's sent back. So that's inbound calling, and that should be able to handle everything. You have your calendar connected, all the endpoints are set up. There's just a couple dated things for like transcripting and everything on the back end. And I need to check maybe the voice endpoints. That's kind of what I'm doing after this video. And for outbound call, you just have a workflow action under automation. So you go to automation and you create, here, this is my little, turn the AI on, I think, workflow. I don't remember. Oh no, this is just inbound webhook. So there's actions down here, make AI call. Some of this needs to just be updated, but you just throw your assistant's ID, which is right here. You throw that here. You don't have to fill these out. You can, fill custom variables in here through this. But then just run the contact through this workflow action and make an outbound call to them, feed all the information. So simple as a 30-minute video, but this is like everything you need to know about V2. The only thing missing is extraction, transfer, and like one or two things here, but everything else is minty crisp. So we're, even on our board, we have some things that we're like torture testing it on different models, and we're like mostly blue on everything. There's just some here there's now. So now we're just making sure accounts are synced up, making sure they are where they need to be, everything like that. And then your imagination can run wild with these custom tools, because this also can encompass like things like do not call lists, like anything you'd want this to. And like I said, I'll build some as we keep on going and keep on playing around with this, but you can just do whatever you want with an AI now, and it'll just do it reactively, conversationally, all within HighLevel and any channel and calling. Super fun. And if you have like a calendar here, maybe some aren't syncing, maybe whatever, we're very selective with the calendars now, right? So like if you have a calendar that's drafted, we won't pull it, just because like you can't do anything with a drafted calendar, right? And if you're like, well, I need to resync with the names changing, whatever, just delete them, resync them. And what we'll do now to test out calendars to make sure it's configured correctly, because that tends to be a pretty solid thing. You can see here, like I have this calendar blocked off. This used to be our main calendar, and just no capacity right now. So it's completely blocked off. So I have zero availability for this, right? And I can go with the AI and say like, this is correct. And what it's going to do is it's saying like, confirm, like this is your availability, which I think we do it maybe 7 days in advance just for this test. We'll probably bring it up just a little bit. But it'll say, look, we couldn't book to this calendar because he didn't have any available time. So like you can't do this calendar. And so it's just a proactive offensive way to for calendar configuration is if we can't book to it here, you'll know. Like we'll verify it. We'll say we can book. You know, it works just fine. Then it just kind of comes down to prompt, and as you can see, it's injected. So just literally put book an appointment, and you're good. So okay, fun stuff. Happy Wednesday.